Welcome back to Brand Champions. I'm Howard Walpuff, your host. This is brought to you by Teal, the agency. And we're here to talk branding today with a very special guest. His name is Stephen Silverman from brand Constellations. And Stephen, welcome to the conversation today.
Thanks for having me, Howard.
Well, I thank you for being here because I really want to dive into talk about branding. Obviously, that's what we're here for. And this is something that you focus a lot on with companies. How often are you talking to companies that really have a very set vision of what their brand is, but you see it as not really the best direction for them to go to be successful?
Well, the challenge is really having a set vision and a focus. And so where I see companies is many of them don't have that focus. They go directly into marketing, but don't take the time and effort to focus on what the brand is all about and what is it they're trying to communicate. So that's one of the major problems that I see usually is when I get there, the focus isn't as tight as it needs to be.
And that can be concerning because obviously they have a passion for what they're doing. They went out and got a logo design. They may have picked a color, but this may not be the best foot forward for them to be successful. And you, with your knowledge, really have some direction to help them get from point A from point B then to point C.
Exactly. What I have is a brand Constellations framework. It's based on research that I did and published, which looks at what is it that is in the minds of people in the market when they think about a brand. And we focus on those activities to really guide what's happening. What you're touching on is right. People have a strong commitment to what they've already created, and that's totally good. What we want is people to be able to communicate that effectively and get that commitment out to people. And so that's where brand strategy comes in to try and clarify what exactly you are trying to communicate. And so that's where we usually step into the process.
How important are different tools that people may come into the relationship already using, or you may suggest to them, such as doing video of whether it's on a TikTok or even putting it on LinkedIn, posting on LinkedIn, even posting on a blog, creating a podcast. How important are these to the brand that you're helping these companies create?
Well, in the market today, critical. I think you're guiding the communication has to be very clear and focused and communicate in a tight place what it is that the brand is about. So that's where doing that today is really important. And I think using social media, using other media to try and communicate who you are is a brand specific choice, right? So each brand needs to put together its own engagement strategy that really highlights what it is that they're doing in the most effective way.
It's really important for companies to show that definition of them. How often is it important for someone to play a role as a spokesperson rather than the vision of the company itself speaking for what they're trying to accomplish?
So like a founder or something like that?
A founder, something, obviously if you're doing videos, sometimes you're featuring an individual as part of that. Does that play a stronger role, or is it really vary company by company?
It varies company by company, and I think it really depends on where the company is. I think having spokespeople can be very important and a very good way of conveying what the brand is about. So that if you have someone who is either a third party expert or somebody who can represent the values that the customers are looking for, that is where you can communicate the brand through somebody like that. So you can also create characters, individuals who are repeatedly in commercials or in other communications that help to establish the brand in the market's mind.
So sometimes having a Tony the Tiger, for example, really does help a brand step out. Toucan Sam. I'm not sure where I'm focused on cereals at the moment, but that really struck me as you mentioned that in your response. So I want to thank you, because really there's a lot of great concepts that brands really need to focus on when they are setting out on their mission for what their brand is going to be. And the fact that we have people like you to help guide them is really important to make sure that they are getting to that point to get their message across. So Stephen, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing everything that you're doing.
Thank you again. Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us as well. Having the right brand, having the right statement to help sell who you are, sell what the company is doing, and really accomplish developing that relationship and telling the story that you want is so vitally important. Make sure that you are putting your best foot forward at all times. But go out and have a great rest of today, and we will see you next time.